Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today I am going to either give you some good insight to get your mind working, or I'm going to create a lot of controversy. So I've been asked a lot here recently. I don't know if it's all the new subscribers or what it is, but I've been asked about what my opinion is on what firearm you would probably want to consider for SHTF. Okay. Now, fair warning, this is not going to be a brand name sort of manufacturer hawking video. If you want me to tell you exactly what to buy, this isn't for you. Okay. I am never ever on this channel going to tell you you must buy this specific thing. It's not going to happen. If that's what you're looking for, there's plenty of other channels out there that do that. I'm going to give you an idea and allow you to do what you need to do so you can figure it out. Let me demonstrate. Now, first, this did give me the excuse of wearing the all faster than dial 911 t-shirt that has all the calibers, common calibers, if you will, listed down here. So yeah, I love to have the excuse to be able to do that. So I'm going to do this as my top three. Okay, these are the three that you probably would like to consider, and I will walk you through why. Now, first and foremost is going to be this right here. So this is a 9mm. Now, why would I say get a 9mm first? Okay. When it comes to 9mm, these are extremely common. Now, when it comes to which firearm to buy, what manufacturer, that's where you're going to want to, in my opinion, do your research. You want to find something that has the ability to be accessorizable so you can make adjustments as you develop your skill. Remember, let's do the analogy of when you were first learning how to drive. Most of us, we got the hand-me-down from our parents or some old farm truck or something like that. Why did we not get a Lamborghini? Because you can't handle it. You don't have the skill and the experience for it yet. And so it's the same thing with most gear, gadget, firearm, whatever it is. You've got to develop your skill. If you go and buy this top end whatever, it's almost a waste of money. Caveat, it will hold its value and you will eventually get there. But it's okay, in my opinion, if you're just starting out, if you've never held anything, to go into these kind of middle to middle lower end and start there. So that way, as you develop, that firearm still holds value that you can either hold on to it or you can trade it in and upgrade. There's a lot of things that you can do, but when you go to pick out something in the 9mm caliber, you're going to want something that, one, feels good. It fits in your hand and you can fire it to where you are comfortable. Now, there's a bunch that's going to go into it. This isn't quite that video, but you're going to want to make sure that it's not too big. It's not too heavy. It feels you can actually grip it. Now, granted, yes, you can change the grips. You can change the trigger and things like that. But this is a channel more for the new prepper. And this video is more for the people that don't really know firearms too well. And so you may not know that you can change those parts. You may not know how to change those parts out. And so if you get something that you don't like, the trigger pull is way too stiff, it's too strong. Well, if you don't even know you can change the trigger out, or you don't know how, have any idea how to do it, then you may end up passing up on something that just needs an extra $30 part, and it would be perfect for you. Okay. So when you go to choose a 9mm, look at manufacturers, try and find something that gives a very good review. Find something that there's parts. Okay. A lot of people hawk the Glock. Okay. Why? Because they're everywhere, and you can find parts and things like that. Now the thing is out of my entire collection, I own one Glock, and there's a reason for that. But 9mm is probably the thing that you would want to get first. It's one that you can carry with you, depending on the size. You can conceal carry with it. You can making it to where you can every day carry with it. But you're going to want to have something on you, and that's probably the best thing to learn with right off of everything. So, and again, in my opinion, 9mm is probably the thing that you would want to start out with first. After the 9mm, and then again, this is probably going to be controversial, so I can't wait to see what the comments is going to be the 22. And this right here is the prepping controversial round. It's absolutely loved, or it's absolutely hated. Now, for me, in my opinion, the reason why you would go after this second, these are extremely cheap rounds. It's very fun to train with. And so if you go through and you buy a 22, you can buy a 22 in most platforms. You can get a 22 in a pistol form. You can get it in a rifle form. You can get it in all sorts of different things, and it'll help you train. So that way, if you are looking at, okay, I want to maybe go into an AR style next, you can buy an AR-22 to practice with, so it is cheaper. Now, again, this is all opinion, okay? This isn't gold. This isn't must do. I'm just trying to walk you through my thought process. 22 is going to be the training round. Most people can handle a 22. 99% of the people can handle a 22 round. So you'll be able to hand this off to somebody elderly, hand this off to somebody a lot younger, to, children and things like that. Because of what it is, it's still, bear with me, well placed in the right hands by the right person. There's still lethality there. Okay. Granted, yes, I get it. Is it possible to put down a grizzly bear with it? Yes. Is it feasible and highly recommended to go after a grizzly bear with this? Absolutely not. You have to know your place. Now, the thing with these is you can carry a ton of them because they're small and lightweight. You could literally fill your pocket with 100, maybe, depending on the size of your pocket. You could carry a lot more. Now, granted, if you have the people that go, well, a shotgun's the way to go. How many shotgun shells can you really carry versus how many of these can you carry? Yes, I get it. There's arguments all over the place. It's a highly debated issue. But for me, if there's SHTF, my 9mm serves a purpose, and I don't want to expend a 9mm round or any other round if I'm going after small game, something like squirrel or rabbit or something like that. Why would I go through a defensive round when I can go through one of these? You buy a couple of boxes of this, you're good to go for quite a while, because a box of 500 of these isn't that much money. So that's why I put this, in my opinion, again, number 2 is a 22 round. Now, number 3 is going to be the 5.56. Now, the reason why I would say go after a 5.56 is, again, it's very, very common. You're going to find parts, you're going to find ammo. It's everywhere. The AR is a very popular platform, and so you're going to find very common AR rounds of a 5.56, depending, or 223. So for me, again, is going to be 9 millimeter. You're going to want something on you. It's a sidearm. That is your backup, or that is your primary, depending on what's going on. So if you are just going around, let's say that SHTF happened, you have security on a perimeter, they're all carrying some sort of defensive round like a 5.56 or whatever, and you want to have something on you, it's much easier to garden or deal with the livestock or go about building or whatever it is you're going to do with a 9 millimeter sidearm than to have a AR, AK, whatever shotgun sling to your back. Okay. That is why, for me, I recommend having a sidearm. Now, for if you're the one pulling security, you're going to have a defensive round. So you're going to have something that is a 5.56, 7.62, something like that. It's great to have that sidearm in case there is a malfunction. Maybe your firearm gets jammed. Maybe you ran out of ammo or whatever. Now you can go to your backup. You can go to your sidearm, and you at least have something as a backup. Remember, the 2 is 1, 1 is none rule. So those are my top 3. Now, if we're going to go on a bonus, what would I recommend beyond that? Maybe you already have those 3 platforms. Where would I go if I wanted to expand on that? Well, for me, the next one is going to be shotgun. Now, I would recommend 12 gauge. You can go all over the place. You can go to 20 gauge, you can go to 10 gauge, 16 gauge, you can go to all different things. 12 gauge is the most common, hands down. And you can go through and you can get anything from birdshot to buckshot, and everything in between. It's a great hunting round. But again, give you the thing, how many of these can you carry versus how many of these can you carry? So it gives you on what are you trying to do? What is your skill level? And it goes into this, in my opinion, is multifunctional. This is a great practice round. This is a great small game round. This is multifaceted, and I can carry a lot more. It's cheaper. I can hand it off to, 10, 12-year-old. I can hand it to somebody elderly. In my opinion, and you're not going to ever sway my mind, the 22 is a must have, but it's not your first. You shouldn't go with a 22 first. Maybe that you disagree, and that's fine. That's completely fine. But hopefully that gets your mind going, a little bit of a thought process on why maybe you should hold off and get something else first. Now, if I was going to go one step further, the next thing that I would do would actually be some sort of an arrow or a bolt. Now, this is a bolt for a crossbow, but it's one of those ones that, again, in my opinion, I know there's probably a bunch of people out there that's screaming, 10 millimeter, or, you didn't show 7.62, or you didn't show. I get it. This, for me, would be probably number 5 if I was going to make the top 5. Why? Because, again, now you have silence. These right here, you can carry quite a few of your arrows or bolts, depending on what platform you're using. As long as you don't hit something really, really bad, and I chose this one for a reason, because doing some practice, kind of, yeah. So if you're decent or good, you just pick this up or pull it out of whatever you aimed at, and you're ready to go again. Versus once you fire off this, it's done. It's a one and done. unless you have the ability and all the different things necessary to do reload. I get it. All you reload people, I've got you covered, okay? But for people that maybe cannot go out and buy, a ton of 5.56, a halfway decent 5.56 platform, probably $500 to $600 on a very, very low end would be, right about there. And then, to buy some ammo, maybe another $100 or so, that'll get you up off the ground and things. So you're looking at what, 650, 700 after taxes. And then that doesn't do anything on upgrades. If you need light, red dot, scope, sling, extra magazines, things like that. So it can get expensive very, very quickly, versus you could take a lot of that money and buy a lot of these. You can change your tips so that way, whatever you're trying to do, whether it is a practice tip or different arrowheads or whatnot, on whatever you're trying to get when you're using the bolt and or arrow. So that is that's what I've got for you. Now it's going to be interesting to see what the comments say, because every time that I do something along these lines, people are very passionate, and I like it and I hate it, because one, I enjoy the passion. I like that people feel very, very strongly. Uh, and by all means, if you disagree, okay? Make sure you focus it at me. Do not go down in the comments and start attacking each other, because that I will not allow. I do want healthy debate. So if you disagree, as long as you're an adult about it, I completely welcome it. You may point out something that somebody, or even myself, it may give me something to think about, or them something to think about. So by all means, if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know, and we'll see where it goes. But that's what I've got for you. So we'll see how all that turns out. We'll do more of these here in the future. But if you made it to this far in the video, guess what? You rock. I appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me. I hope you guys have a great day and a blessed day. With that, I will tell you to stay tuned, because there is definitely more information to come. And above all else, please remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.